And now, ladies and gentlemen, our festival headliners. It's one of them. 11 seasons into Fortnite Festival, into a potentially very uncertain time for the game mode. For the seasonal icons, we had the Gorillaz, and like I said in the last video, I'm still annoyed that Russell and Murdoch were Festival Pass exclusives, while 2D and Noodle were shop exclusives. If all 4 Metallica members were available both through the Festival Pass as well as the shop, then what aside from greed was stopping Epic from doing the same here? Additionally, we were only given 3 new jam tracks by the Gorillaz, being On Melancholy Hill, Dare, and Clint Eastwood. All very solid choices, but shockingly few considering the fact that they're the icons, but whatever, I guess. As always, let's take some time to talk about some of the positive changes made to the game, and I genuinely do have a lot to say. For the first time, players now have a clear good indicator in the UI along with the existing perfect indicator. This was done to help players better understand when their timing is slightly off, which can hypothetically make calibration a little easier. Additionally, the developers made visual adjustments to the lift notes, making them easier to figure out how to play. I'm not personally a fan of this. I think lift notes were obvious enough after playing a few songs, and this makes them look a little too close to the Pro Lead sustain, which is played differently. Thankfully, players can toggle back to the classic design and settings if they prefer. Another major improvement was the main stage music library receiving the ability for players to sort songs by both song duration and song intensity. This should have been in the game since day one. I genuinely have no idea what took them so long. Speaking of UI overhauls, the menu for Festival got switched up a bit, allowing for different tabs to show the different instrument options for Battle Stage, and now a new setlist system for Main Stage. Again, I don't know why this took them 10 seasons to implement, but it is here, and it is a welcome change. As for glitches, the disappearing instrument bug hasn't reappeared for me this season, but I'm still having performance issues causing lag spikes, specifically in the PC version of Festival. I've tried everything you can think of, updating and rolling back my graphics card drivers, a clean install of the game, no dice, they still happen. I'm going to be building a new PC in the coming days for unrelated reasons, and if these problems continue to happen with an entirely new build, I will let you guys know. By far, the best part of the rhythm side of Fortnite recently was the Daft Punk Experience. They market it as an experience like no other, and yeah, I agree, this was really cool. It's an incredible love letter to fans of Daft Punk, who are arguably the most influential EDM artists ever. The experience consists of Robot Rock Arena, a game where you shoot robots who move to the beat of various Daft Punk songs, Dream Chamber Studios, an area which allows players to mash up over 30 different Daft Punk songs in the style of Fuser, it's basically Jam Stage on steroids, Around the World, which is a LEGO Fortnite minigame where you can build new elements of the environment, Daft Club, where you can dance around and listen to some jams from random access memories, and my favorite, the Alive 2007 section. This is a recreation of Daft Punk's Alive 2007 performance at the Paris Omnisports Arena, or at least that's what I'm calling it because I cannot pronounce French. There's tons of extra visual effects and it's super trippy. This is best experienced with the proper home theater audio system. The music is wicked high quality, and also it has nothing to do with the Gorillaz! Did Damon Albarn just piss off somebody from Epic Games? Why did Fortnite just straight up forget about their actual season headliners? Now, I'm a big Daft Punk fan, so I'm not trying to sound ungrateful for the experience. I'm just confused as to why this happened now. Actually, Festival as a whole has kind of taken a backseat since the Daft Punk Experience happened. The Daft Punk Jam Track trailer didn't show any main stage festival footage whatsoever, and aside from the updates that I talked about earlier, which mostly all happened at the beginning of the season, there hasn't really been a ton of attention directed towards Festival recently. Most alarmingly, there's not even going to be a celebrity headliner for the next season, which is bizarre. You'd think the Daft Punk stuff would have made a great festival season. Have the Experience play the role of a seasonal concert, which Gorillaz never got by the way, in addition to the TB3 and GM08 skins they offered in jam tracks. Why wasn't this the concept for the next season? A few casual players that I've played with recently that don't play a lot of Festival actually think that Daft Punk are the current seasonal icons, and as a result, I feel like that's given Fortnite Festival a bit of an identity crisis, especially with the lack of a proper icon next time. Hell, with Huntrix being the damn loading screen, some people may get confused that even they're the new Festival icons. Aside from that, I really don't have much to say. Festival is indeed in a better spot gameplay-wise than it was a month ago, but while there have been some decent UI changes, stuff like pro vocals have still yet to materialize, as only around 50% of the current songs are rumored to have lyrics built into them. And speaking of a game where you actually sing lyrics, I have some unfortunate news regarding Epic Games and Harmonix. Before Harmonix was purchased by Epic Games to work specifically on Fortnite Festival, they were a company that were known for making some pretty kick-ass rhythm games back in the day. Frequency, Amplitude, Karaoke Revolution, and of course most famously both Guitar Hero and Rock Band. And unfortunately, as of the day that I'm recording this voiceover, Harmonix and Epic Games have delisted Rock Band 4 from sale on both the Xbox and PlayStation platforms, which were unfortunately the only two places Rock Band 4 was up for sale digitally. Now you can still buy a physical copy, although I would recommend doing that sooner than later, as physical copy prices will probably start going through the roof in T-minus 10 seconds. But I did want to bring this up as you still technically do have another option if Fortnite Festival isn't quite scratching the rhythm game itch that you want to scratch, unless you have an all-digital console, in which case, I'm sorry. The writing was on the wall. Not too long after Fortnite Festival had popped off in popularity, Rock Band 4 was permanently decreased to $10, including the rival expansion. I bring this up as an Epic Games decision, despite the fact that Harmonix were the developers of Rock Band 4, as Harmonix is now owned by Epic Games, who just probably weren't feeling up to relicensing the songs for another 10 years. It's understandable, but it does suck, and I wish we had more than a few days' notice to buy the game and whatever DLC songs we want before they started getting delisted. This unfortunately does limit your other options aside from Fortnite Festival if you only play on current generation consoles. This does not limit your options if you play on PC, as stuff like Yarg, as shown off by Alec on Ludwig's stream, shout out, definitely fills the hole that Rock Band 4 has left behind that Fortnite Festival, in my opinion, isn't quite up to snuff with yet. If you really like the gameplay of Fortnite Festival and you want a better version of it and you don't own a PC, I would recommend picking up a cheap small form factor PC off of Amazon, or perhaps one of those neat little mini PCs, which are basically just rearranged laptop internals, something so that way you could play Yarg on a big screen television, or Clone Hero or World Tour Definitive, whatever you feel like. You could even mod a legacy console and get the deluxe games working on there. It's just important to have a fallback, because Fortnite being an always online game doesn't necessarily mean we're always going to have access to it. And not for nothing, I do think a lot of the fan projects out there do deliver a far better experience than Fortnite Festival does, and you can play them for under $150. Anyway, sorry to end this video on such a dour note, but I did want to give out that little public service announcement. I am very interested to see what direction Fortnite Festival takes for the next season, with it not having a proper headliner. Hopefully them delisting Rock Band 4 is a bit of a sign that they want to start focusing more on Festival, and between that and the various quality of life improvements that I detailed earlier, Fortnite Festival is on the up and up, and we can finally have a positive season for the first time in a long time. Anyway, what did you guys think about this past season of Fortnite Festival, and what do you think about the future? This has been DanRock. Peace out and take care.